Yep, I'm ready.
It's okay. I can just let them know that they're just going to be here in the game for a little while.
Let's do this thing, chicka 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 bang.
Because I'm going to be muted for a little bit. Probably an hour.
Probably not.
Yep, I'm ready.
All right, so I do hear myself, I hear you, so.
Going over it.
Yeah. All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the BearThoughts podcast. As we do this every Wednesday at 5 o'clock Central PST time. If you want to catch us live here at Grumpy B Gaming, be sure to come by here and be sure to tell your friends and leave comments down below. Corvo and myself as well, Grumpy Bear. Hope you have a good time here, and be sure to join in the live chat if you are here. If you're not, be sure to leave a comment down below and your thoughts on what today's podcast was like. Sorry, bit of a tongue twister, still waking up, but I'll get it. I will say though, right off the bat, I did get my new modem in, so the modem is a beast. Corvo, I told you last week I was getting me a new modem. I got a, if you ever want to look it up, it's okay, reason why, but right now, before somebody gives me flack for it. It's only a modem I could find that was in the recommended modems for my provider on top. Thank you for the sound. And it was also the only modem that was a router slash modem slash Wi-Fi router all at the same time. And it's the Asus 6000, something like that. It's a pretty beastly one, but it's only one within their list of recommended modems that had multiple ports and all those other functionalities all in one nice little package. So, just so happened to be an Asus, and I was like, I'm not saying no. The other one was a little out of my price range. The other one's like $500, and I couldn't afford $500.
Was it an Asus AX 6000?
Yes.
Okay. Got 4 antennas?
No. Okay, I might have given like the 6000, but the rest of it's a little bit more skewed. I'm gonna pull it up real fast here because it should take me about only a moment to pull it up. AX. Well, it says Asus AX 6000. Yeah, but there's no antennas on it. Just it's a Wi-Fi cable modem router thingy. Like I said, it looks like a mini tower tube. That makes sense. A little trash can, but not a trash can. It's not bad. It's just there's only one I could actually find it within with my provider that was like recommended and allowed to be used. It was a bit of a headache though. Won't lie. Like getting it turned on was not a problem. Getting a Wi-Fi and stuff set up and password was a bit of annoying, and I didn't like that at all. We had to contact Asus and actually had them help me and my wife out. Eventually, I got it up by using the classic, 10 or 0.0 or 10.0.0.1 method, and we eventually got it going. But I couldn't use my usual browser, or did I use my? No, I might have used Explorer.
It stands up. It's got like a honeycomb mesh on one side. Says Asus at the top right. Yeah, I'm looking at it.
I believe so. Oh, let's see. Beast, Netgear, Nighthawk. Yeah, I wouldn't mind a separate little router box. But problem is, like with ours, we're renting it out ever since we've been having internet with this company, and it's like $25 a month. So we went, yeah, let's stop renting out this modem and let's get something that's going to be good and viable for a long time. On top of the fact that it's going to be make sure it's within their recommendation, their allowed modems, because every company has certain modems they'll allow you to use and certain ones they won't let you use.
One's approved by Comcast and Xfinity and Spectrum and OFDM. Yeah, I mean, it's got a 160 gigahertz bandwidth. That's not bad. 3.1, yeah, that's dual band 3.1 gigabit internet support. That's not bad. It's not bad.
Yeah, and I was like, well, I'm okay with this as long as it works with them. And I was wanting the 4 ports because now I have my other desktop that you sent me plugged up finally.
Yeah.
But here's my problem. Now, I brought this up because I want to get your thoughts and maybe, Lord Pestis, you can chime in. Okay, so my computer has has full speed, 600 or like I said, 200 and something megabytes worth of speed, right?
Okay,
Not a big
cool.
problem. My little desktop also has 200 something speed, not a problem. And I'm switching cords here too, so I'm using like the same cords between my wife and this little mini PC. Yeah. Not a problem with that, right? The cord is apparently pumping through the speed it needs to. My wife is only running 16 megabytes.
Okay, so what you need to do is look at the network card on her laptop because it may not be capable.
That or depends on whether or not he's got himself as the primary and he's got...
Oh, yeah, and also you can set priority on who gets bandwidth over the other.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, here at the house, because she does most of the streaming, like with the games and stuff, she has priority. So even if I've got a stream going down there, it'll dock me on bandwidth to make sure she has what she needs.
Okay, so I need well, just like I said, we just got this modem, so this modem shouldn't have priority set on it, but I'll check.
Some of them have automatic priority based on what you plug in sequence when you first set it up.
Okay. Because I'm
so like,
go ahead.
Yeah, you need to check that. And also check her network card, because didn't you say her little laptop, how old is her little laptop?
Well, it's her desktop, so...
How old is her desktop?
Her desktop is about as new as mine. Remember, I set it up on stream. Well, you weren't on that day. I made hers on stream, so it's like maybe going close to a year now. Maybe. That's... And even then, it's newer, it's bad, and, well, all parts considered, it's newer than mine.
You don't have... Oh, well, okay. Then if her NIC card is capable, if it's a gigabit NIC card, it means it should be capable of getting to 200 and something. But you need to check and make sure you don't have a gate set up on it, because some of those NIC cards, you can throttle how much it allows directly on the card. And some of them come out of the box gated really low.
Okay. Do I need to check the BIOS or...
No. You need to check the NIC card setting in the machine. Me and you can do that off stream one afternoon if you want to. You just call me.
Yeah.
And if you want to, does she have Discord on her machine?
Yeah, she does, but she's one of those people that's awkward about Discord. She don't like it. I don't know why. It's like...
Well, the reason I ask is because if you could sign in on Discord on her machine, you might could share the screen with me when you're going through it, and I can help you out with that.
Wasn't there some other project that me and you were supposed to get on Discord this past week and help me out with, or...
Yeah, there was something, but I don't remember what it was that we said that we were going to do. I know I was supposed to get on and help you with something, but I can't remember. It was 3D modeling, wasn't it? I was going to show you some stuff.
Oh, yeah, it was the moist. Yeah, it was the moist that I was trying to figure out what the heck happened. I need to send that to you, don't I? Yeah, I need to send that to you so you can figure out what the heck happened. So speaking of 3D models, just my brain just like jumped into that subject. You are still having problems with your Resin 3D printer.
Yeah. The issue I'm running into is of course, you know what happened with the last magnetic bed.
Yeah.
Luckily, when the person got this, it was a 2-pack. So I got 2 magnetic sheets that stick and 2 metal sheets that stick. Well, the other one, after the issue we had and it getting soaked in resin, was trash. So I broke out the spare, put it on. Gave it plenty of time to set this time before I ran it, so it's stuck. It hasn't went anywhere. But when I printed this time, it did not stick to the metal surface for the flex bed, so it ended up sticking to the fit film. Now, I don't know if that's because maybe I don't have...
Whoop. Problems in Problemville. What happened?
What happened?
I don't know. You went still for a second there.
No, I mean, look. Anyway,
it looks like he's fine.
On my screen, I'm still moving. Yeah. Even on the channel, I was still moving.
There we go. Like if
anyway, so I think I got the gap set too tight because I added this bed, so it's so close to the fit film that when it starts curing the first couple of layers, it's touching both the fit film and the bed. And it's sticking to the fit film, not the bed. I think I need to make a little bit of a gap so that it's curing against the bed, but not necessarily touching the film, if you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I think that's what the issue is. So probably right after this podcast, right before I go back to playing, I'm going to pop the piece off that stuck to the bed and give it a little more gap and try again.
Gotcha. And I want to give everybody a little warning because Corvo knew about this, but he just forgot about it and flaked on it. If you ever take resin prints and go wash them, don't leave them in the water for very long. I did a bad mistake. I would already have this model right here done right now, if not for the fact that I washed the arms too long. And now I'm sitting here waiting for the rest of the piece to come. This character's from Hell of a Boss. The YouTube show that I told you about last week that my wife absolutely loves and she's supporting. And somebody just so happened to make up. Okay, this is one guy. I've talked about this one gentleman before. He's on my mini factory. A long time ago, I met this gentleman, not real life, but I met him back when he was just starting up. And he was one of those creators that would make 3D models for free. And I love this guy for it. He was Hispanic or maybe Puerto Rican. So maybe one of those things, but he had you could tell he's a deep accent. And he used to stream for a little bit. He streamed for maybe a month or so of him making 3D models. And every time he comes out with models, except for the D&D models, for some reason he sells his D&D models, but models that have to do with anime characters or whatever, he does it for free. And I appreciate that so much when 3D model makers just give it for free. When I saw how much work it takes to make one, I would absolutely love it.
Yeah, I mean, I can contest to that. I have just finished my first 3D model mask. I took inspiration from 4 other masks to make it. And I mean, I would let people have this if they wanted it because it's pretty cool and I like the satisfaction. So here you go, guys. This is the mask that I created.
And okay, so the inspiration of it again is from.
There are inspirations from 2 Mortal Kombat masks, Darth Revan mask, and the mask from Dishonored.
So Dishonored, Darth Raven, and 2 Mortal Kombats. Okay, so let me just look at it here. So I'm assuming the eyepiece is from Darth Raven, maybe?
Nope, that's Dishonored.
Dishonored. Okay, so eyepiece, Dishonored. And where's the Darth Raven? I guess maybe the sides?
Okay, so you see these sides and this bottom piece? That's Darth Revan.
Okay.
And then you have 2 Mortal Kombat masks in here. So this outer bridge is a Mortal Kombat mask, and the inner bridge piece is a different one.
So Sub-Zero and Scorpion.
Something like that, yeah.
Okay. I did find a couple of days ago a really good free Scorpion mask that was on Colts 3D. I really wish they didn't call it Colts 3D, but it's so weird. I found another 3D modeler on Twitter that did another version of this character called Luna from it. Oh, it looks so good. Nice sizing too.
Yeah, it actually fits. So
now you just got to get some strings and.
Well, what I'm planning to do is on the back side back here, somewhere in here, I'm going to take my 3D print pen and make me 2 loops onto the mask.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to buy me some elastic and dye it black, take it through the loops, and then sew them back to each other so they can't come apart, so that you have an elastic strap. Boom.
Yeah.
On.
I would much rather elastic strap.
I also am thinking about on the inside right here, the back of the holes, putting a piece of like red plastic, thin plastic.
Yeah.
And then mounting a small, low light LED right here.
Yeah, if you can figure out a way to put the LED toward the viewer instead of pointing straight up, because you're going to be having that right in your eye.
The problem with sticking it through there is it's going to impair my vision.
Well, I said, like, just like when you have LEDs, my little LED lights, like if I would point them, just point them, not poke them in, but if you point them in a certain direction, the light fuse will actually go in that direction a lot more, because then it won't be a circle direction at all, so you won't be able to see it. They're very single directed light bulbs. At least the ones I got were very single direction.
The idea behind that is getting those 3 holes to light up red, but me still be able to see through it.
I'd just be worried about the light in your eye the entire time. It's like if it's right here, it's constantly shining up right into your eye.
Well, the idea is if I do it right, I should be able to make a shield over it with like the pin to block it off from hitting under my eye.
A little bend, like angle it just a little bit.
Yep.
I don't know if it's not still water because it has a little bubbler inside of it, but it was regular water, so not a good idea to put my 3D prints pestilence into its being UV light curable resin.
Well, it's okay to use it. I mean, that's what I use to cure mine. I mean, to clean mine. It's just regular water. The trick is you can't leave it in there for like an extended period of time. So, like, if I put mine in there, I put it in there for 5 minutes. I'll pull it out, pat it dry, check it. If it's not like I want it, I'll put it in for another 5 minutes. Pat it dry and check it. Because if you do it that way, it cleans it, but it doesn't do what you had happen to you. I mean, you've seen pieces I pulled out of mine.
It's because it's not fully cured. He's not understanding.
Yeah, so, I mean...
It doesn't fully cure until you do the UV cure.
Right. So you have to do it, you have to clean it in bursts.
Yeah, that's
just
it.
Like you do.
I had to clean. I had let this in there because I totally forgot about it, honestly, until I get the next piece out, and that was like an hour or so later. It's like, oh,
yeah, that's a bad idea. That's what I had. The only reason I know is I found out the hard way. I did a Pokeball and left the damn thing in there running while I was cooking and doing other stuff, and come back and took it out, and I'm like, this is not good.
Yeah, so can't pretty much cure it just yet until it's completely clean, because I don't want to cure with unremoved resin from it.
Now, I also been reading some stuff where if you really want to clean them, even water washable prints, you can still use isopropylene.
See, I would like to do that. I would, but I would also like a way to like restore up the isopropylene afterwards, and I don't know, like, keeping it inside of a tank.
That's why you're using the filter. You're using that filter. That filter's going to clean that alcohol just like it does the water. It's just alcohol is naturally going to evaporate some anyway, so you're going to lose alcohol, period, when you're cleaning. There's nothing you can do about it.
Shit, I almost lose water almost, period, no matter what I do, because of the bubbler. It's like a soda. You just leave out, leave, and it keeps on bubbling all day. Go back to it. There's no more soda. All the damn air bubbles just keep on popping it out. I need me a bigger tank. I do. My tank is a good size, but the problem is it's so small that even if I fill up a good portion, there's so much water coming out of it because of the bubbler. It's almost not usable in a lot of sense of the means. I have to make sure I run the water really low so I can put it in there with that water coming out of it constantly.
See, I don't have that problem.
Yeah, I do, because mine's too small.
But anyway, mine works pretty good. I am trying to come up with something. Maybe you can help me. I'm trying to come up with a model because I want to do a time lapse on the big printer.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think of something that's not going to be like the mask, days. But I want something that's not going to be like 10 minutes,
Yeah. Most of the times, I see them, they're always doing models that either A, that are tubular, right? They go like a solid mass go upwards. Or B, that has so much support on it that when, by the time it's done printing, you don't even see the model. All you see is a bunch of support everywhere. And that's a bit of a, situation when someone wants to see what the model is while it's printing. Right. So I would say it has to be one, can't be something that fills up the entire bed plate. It may be something that is very tall, but not something that's very wide and tall. You know what I'm saying? Like it has to be one or the other. Either wide or tall, not both ways. And it can't be something that has to need a lot of support because viewers want to see what the heck you're printing. They want to know what is coming out of this ooze of substance. My wife's here before it comes about. Don't worry, honey. We got a reminder. Are you gonna come and give me a kiss or not? Why are you looking at me like this? She's just come up here just looking at me like I gotta do something. Okay. Oh goodness gracious. We have some neighbors and I don't want to be that prick. I don't want to be. But they've been having like a little powwow get together semi party outside of my apartment doorway for the last week. Like not like 2 or 3 days, last week. And one day, cool. 2 days, all right. 3 days, 4 days. If I'm already like over the threshold. I don't want to be that guy, especially they're all brothers and sisters. I don't want to give him a heart attack. Oh yeah, and also they're kind of like blocking our stairway with all the junk that we're not junk, but all the things they're putting down there so they can have parties and have this get together. And I don't like that. I don't like it at all. I don't recognize some of the people, but they're here so often that they are here. I don't know. They're just like cousins and nieces or like that, or they just have no life. I don't know what they're doing, but I hate to be that guy. But I feel like I'm gonna have to be that guy someday, and I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be that uncomfortable person calling to get them to move along and stop doing it so frequently.
They have a backyard.
Yeah, I've been wanting to do that, but I don't want to. Again, I don't want to be the bearer of like bad news. Like, hey, can y'all stop? Like, I want them to have fun.
This is what you do. You go up to whoever the host, find out who the host of the party is. Just quietly pull them off to the side. Don't make a big hullabaloo. Look, I'm not trying to end your party tonight. But if you guys can maybe cut it down a little bit, usually that ends up going well. But, I mean, it depends on how the person's going to react.
Or you could just do it. Oh, wait, no, you can't. I was fixing to say, you could do like I did. When I didn't like my neighbors hanging around my front street too much, I just went outside and mowed the grass with my pistol on my hip.
Well, I don't want to give these people a bit of uncomfortableness, but I might have to. And I don't want to. I don't really like confrontation, but I don't think they're confrontational kind of people. I've been pretty cool with them and pretty nice with them the last 2 or 3 times they would party. And I'm like, hey, don't let me break it up. I don't want to be the guy that is ruining their fun. But
if you're like that with them, just going over there and talking with them and just being calm about it, they'll be fine.
Yeah. So I just got to figure out a way how to engage with them so I don't break up the festivity. We have a kind of big back area for I don't know if it was ever meant for recreational means, but it's pretty big. But somebody's also made for some reason a little local garden back there, which is kind of nice, but we don't go back there and pick anything. Like they have a big old spot in the background, the back area. They can go back there and have their frivolities without any worry of interrupting anybody else's coming and going from our apartment. Also, being in the living room, I don't want to hear them, because our glass in our front living room is thin as paper. Every word they say, I can hear. So it's kind of it's always very interesting to hear the conversation. Yeah, a little unnerving, especially when some of them, ask them if they have their piece on them. It's like, why are you asking your brother if he has his piece on him? Like, y'all about to do something here? What's going on? Like, why y'all were, like, why is that conversation coming up? How'd that conversation start? That's all I want to know. I don't like that. It's very uncomfortable.
Yeah. I can see that. I can see that.
We already had one shooting here. I don't want another one. One's enough. Oh yeah, right. That was a fear for me as it is, and I've been around New Orleans enough. I left that area for a reason with my family. All right, so before we forget, do you want to go ahead and jump into the box?
The box, yes. Let's do the box.
All right, so for anybody that does not know, Corvo sent me over a little care package not that long ago, and inside the care package was a horror 13 Days of Halloween Funko Pop mystery box of mystery characters of classic horror movies. Now, okay, real quick though, would you really consider Beetlejuice as a classic horror?
Some people did. Some people did.
Think of it like this. When did it come out?
The 90s.
People in the 90s considered that to be a horror movie.
I didn't like even when I was a kid. Yeah, even when I was a kid, I loved Beetlejuice because it was funny.
Yeah, Beetlejuice was hilarious.
So my brain didn't go, spooky, scary skeleton. Now I will say the only part of the movie as a kid that scared me for some reason were the worms. But even then, it wasn't until like a fear factor. It was just like the idea of like being eaten by one of those things were scary, but not like horror scary. Anyways, okay, so since we missed last week, we're doing 5 and 5. So day 4 to day 8. So y'all get 8 of us, or 8 of these guys, in one go. And next week we'll do another 5 to end out the week. So day number 4, what should you get? Yep, shit. I lost one of the little things. Okay,
I'll wait till you bust yours open.
Oh, I see a red-headed clown.
Yeah, buddy.
It's It.
It's It.
Okay, now I never saw the new movies of It, but I heard the actor was really good.
This is the version of the new one. This is the new version.
Uh-huh.
I enjoyed the shit out of the new movies.
My print's done. Okay, so you think the actor did a good job?
I did.
Okay. Number 5. I cannot recognize number 5.
That is the Kiefer Sutherland vampire from Lost Boys.
Okay, for a second there, I thought it was David Bowie. I'm like, is this David Bowie from The Labyrinth? That's not a horror movie. All right, so the vampire movie. Man, there's a lot of times that I've seen that movie. Actually, okay, no lie, when I was a kid, when I watched that movie, I didn't watch it because of horror or whatever. I watched it because you got to see some tits. I'll just say it straight up. I saw boobies. My brain went, what?
Okay, I'll see if you figure out who this is.
Okay. Is this The Ring?
No. This is The Exorcist.
Okay, this is the girl that at the very beginning the priest is trying to exorcise the demons. Okay. Definitely dead eyes. Okay, all mine are still left in the bag, so. And number 7. Okay, that's Jason. That's Jason. I recognize that mask from everywhere.
That's a Jason Voorhees right there.
I'm glad it's not Jason from Space. That movie I heard was terrible, and I didn't even bother.
The movie was terrible, but there were some scenes in it that were hilarious.
Okay, and
you're gonna like the next one.
Number 8 is this little skeletons and the side of things keep popping out. All right, and number 8 is Beetlejuice and his taxi hat. It's a taxi hat, right?
Yeah.
Oh man, I love Beetlejuice. Is definitely like, if this is considered as a horror movie, Beetlejuice my favorite horror movie. I like it because it has such a quirky sense of humor to it. Shake, 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 Motorola. All right, that means we have 9 through 13 next week. So come back here and find out what we get next time. Yay! All right, so let's jump right to the next little thing here. So there's a special movie coming out this week, which I heard got moved up by 1 day. So instead of Secretary 22nd, it's gonna be this week on the 21st.
Yep.
How excited are you about this movie before we jump into the name of it?
Dude, I want to go to the theater so bad.
So you actually going to the theaters? You're not gonna go and see it on HBO stream?
I want to go to the theater. Whether I get to go or not, it's going to be a whole different ballgame because we just spent some money when we went on vacation. So,
okay, well, I would say if you watch it on HBO, stream it on your computer, and then you don't have to do that. Like, let me watch it with you, damn it, bro. But it's Dune. For those who do not know, Dune is coming out this past week. For anybody that does not know, me and Corvo did a trailer review of the movie Dune. Now I will say right in front of this thing right now, I did misname the actor from the original 80s version of Dune. It was not Sean Connery, but the guy that played the Star Wars Picard.
That's Star Trek. Get it right.
Star Trek. Sorry, Picard. Whatever his name, the actor's name was. I'm drawing a blank.
Oh, crap. Patrick Stewart.
Yeah, Patrick. There it is. So, yeah, that's the actor that I was talking about from the original Dune. People were not happy that I got the name wrong. They were more either angry over that or the fact that you got, like, the magic powers, like, the boggle or whatever. But that is one of the biggest views on that. That video and our Megaloboxing is still one of our biggest video on my channels, which is necessarily, I like that because it's not negative charade on my YouTube channel just to get some clicks. But Dune coming out. So, if you haven't already seen the trailer for it, or if you're interested in checking it out, you never heard of it, go watch our video. If I can remember to put in the VOD, I'll put it right here, so you can go check it out, get our thoughts on it. And Corvo's pretty knowledgeable for somebody that hasn't read the books that frequently, or that, that crazy like some people. I get those are fans of shows or movies or books right now.
Right.
Some people like fixated on that one thing and stay fixated on it. But I didn't.
That reminds me.
Yeah.
That reminds me. You need to rewatch Witcher because next month is the release of season 2.
Oh my God. It's I thought it was this month. Honestly, I did.
No, it's next month on the 11th, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong, guys. If I'm wrong, correct me in chat. But I believe it's the 11th. Witcher Season 2. I don't need to rewatch the anime portion because I've seen that a couple times already. It's fantastic, but I'm going to rewatch Season 1 at some point before Season 2 comes out because, I mean, honestly, that is a really well done adaptation, in my opinion.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty well known that it's a good one. The only thing is, I don't know if they're going to. Okay, let me get your thoughts on it. But for some animes out there, for sure, on Netflix, when they release it, they release the entire thing all in one go.
Yep.
Do you think they should do that for The Witcher? I feel like that's nice, but I don't know. I feel like if I'll burn through it so fast, I'll be going, what happened? But it's already over? No! I want more.
Okay, so you're talking to a guy that likes when I sit down and start something, finishing something.
Yeah.
So, for example, I started rewatching some Bleach episodes the other day because they had the first 5 seasons up on Netflix. I've rewatched the first 5 seasons of Bleach already. I will sit and watch something because I like watching I like watching storyline in continuation.
Yeah.
Until it's done. That's me. So personally, I love it when they release them all at once because I'm like, I know what I'm doing for the day. You know, I am not, and this is just me. I'm not a big fan of like, here's your episode for the week. What the hell am I gonna watch the rest of the day or what?
I'm mostly thinking like, hey, it won't have such a burnout, and you won't be sitting there for so long. Like, okay, November 11th, watched all of it. All right, now what?
Then
a year
I go
later,
find an anime.
A year
then I
later,
go find an anime. Oh, so do we know when the second season for Eden Zero is coming? Eden Zero is coming out because like. I'm ready. That shit was hilarious. It was good. I mean, bro, you control gravity. You know, it was like, I want to be over there. I'm just going to change the gravitational field around me so my gravity's pulling me that way. I'm not walking. I'm just going to float through the fucking air. I'm going to fall that way. What?
Hey, it's clever. It's smart. It's new.
It is. And what do you, I mean, no spoilers, but I won't say who has this ability, but one of them has the ability to touch a weapon and then be able to replicate that weapon on multiple scales at one time. I mean, what the hell? I mean, could you imagine pissing him off and him touching the wall behind him? What'd you say to me? It's like, oh, there's 30,000 barrels pointed at me.
I forget, like, was he able to activate the ability at any given time? Like, to say he touched it and then waited?
No, well, see, what happened is he has to touch the item for him to, I guess, get the breakdown of what the item is.
Yeah.
And once he does that, he can replicate it as many times as his ability allows, which in one point is the entire floor to a cathedral full of barrels. And I mean, that's freaking scary. Imagine getting caught in a dome with somebody like that was pissed off. They touched the wall in every direction is a fucking barrel.
I would just be thinking if he touched the floor and he replicated the bricks and he just slammed me into the roof, that would be enough to send anybody either flying or very painful once he met contact.
Yeah, I mean, dude, the ether abilities these guys have in this show is just ridiculous. And it's very, 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 very funny. I mean, there are some spots where you're like, wow, this would definitely not be for kids if she was turned slightly to the left.
Well, there's always fanfare. Always.
Always. But it's funny as crap. It really is. And I mean, who wouldn't want a happy? Who doesn't want happy?
Everybody.
Happy is I mean, it turns into dual pistols.
Well, okay, I do find a lot of animes, particular animes that are a little bit more on the adult side, there's always one character that they just like, they need a mascot.
We're replaying back to where we opened the boxes.
Okay, I just saw you smoking my side. Let me refresh my page here. No, you're talking about Happy right here.
Okay, that's weird. Why is mine showing back?
It's still live.
Mine was just you see me us opening the box on my side. Anyway.
Anyways, and like the one anime just not coming out or going to be coming out soon is called Chainsaw Man. Have you seen this before? Or seen this?
No, I have not.
Okay,
I've seen, like, Chainsaw Massacre, but never Chainsaw Man.
This is Chainsaw Man, and the concept of this movie, there's demons in this world, and there's also cops, and some cops take on demon powers, and the main character's demon powers is he can make his head and his arms into chainsaws. And he's like part human, part demon, and there's this one little creature that is cute as can be that has a chainsaw nose. But like anime just like has to have one cute character in it. You may not think it's cute, and it's just like they need a little mascot character, like something that really like sells to.
that's Pino in that show for me. Pino is just adorable.
But they don't always come out very well. The cuteness doesn't always really translate, in my opinion. But they always have like one little character just like they just need it. Bleach had it. Dragon Ball Z tried to do it at one time. Didn't really work out. There's just always some kind of character. They need some character that's cute. And I don't know. There's not many of them I like, but some reason I always like the. This is gonna sound weird. Card captures. I know you probably remember that old cartoon, the little fairy bear thing. I had like 2 of him somewhere back here, and I was like, some reason like that character. When I think of that show, little fairy bear.
I had a hard time getting into that one for some reason. I felt like it was kind of slow to get started to me.
Yeah.
Like, it took a while before she really got into what she was supposed to be doing. So I was kind of like, come on, man. You fucked everything up. Just get to fixing it.
Now, I heard that the manga for that show was a lot more dark than the TV show was. Like, I heard they toned it down, the TV show, because this was back in the 90s, right? Where a lot of Americans were trying to dub over Japanese anime for the first time and trying to make it, more kid-friendly. I heard the manga version is way darker than the TV show, but I never read the manga before.
Well, then they need to go back and make it that way for me.
Because she's dealing with pretty much, paranoia, essential, like, creatures that are coming out of these cards, and she's having to put all of them back. And I said this a long time ago. I used to have, like, a couple of those cards. My mom made me get rid of them because she thought they were para cards, demon cards. What are the fortune-telling cards?
Tarot cards.
Yeah, she thought they were tarot cards. And I'm like, no, Mom, they're from an anime. She made me get rid of them because she didn't like it. I'm like, she didn't know, right? She didn't know. And I did because I was a kid. But it's just one of those things. I wish I still had those things. So,
I'm up to something evil.
Yeah, anyways, so what I'm going to be doing after this stream, because I know what you'll be doing, I have something working on, which I'll be doing a cooking stream after this, by the way. Be sure to be there, because I'm going to be eating after this stream, after I take my kids out and feed them and have that awkward moment where I'm going down the stairs with all my dogs, out to all these brothers and sisters, not trying to get scared of my dogs. That's always fun thing to do. It's like, oh, dogs, here they come. They're not all on leashes. I leave my smallest one off the leashes because they're usually good. It's my big one I got to worry about. But anyways, I'm doing a cooking stream, and I'm making me a special burger. And I say special burger because Walmart has a new item at their stores. Rather than, of course, they're already on shortage of everything. Y'all's Walmart on shortage as well? Like, are y'all finding hard? No? Okay, maybe it's just where I live. Apparently, there's shortage on, like, almost everything in our Walmart. But they have something new there. And I'm going to try to see if you can guess what it is. A couple weeks back, I told you I've always wanted to try this meat. But it's very unique.
Oh, you talking about the meat from over there?
Yeah, it's very unique, and it's not quite easy to have, but some reason Walmart has it in ground beef form. So I'm going to try to make me some very special.
Be careful, though, because sometimes they say that, but they don't.
I know, that's the thing. Like, I don't quite know. It's American. So it could be it just could be what it was, what's the word for it here? Where they're just like advertisements. Say again?
Scam.
Scam pretty much, but like it's kind of saying like this item is recycled friendly or this item is all natural, right? Like, it's like a slogan of some sort to catch your eye, like, ooh, this
No, not kangaroo pestilence.
Oh, shut up.
It's not kangaroo. It's not even the same. Might be the same spectrum of family. It's probably kangaroo or two-legged. That's all I'm saying. So yes, It's not kangaroo, and it's not the conversation me and Grover had a couple weeks ago, but it's a special meat, and it's grounded up. So I'm hoping it's legit, but it's like, there's no way of like ever really knowing, right? Like, there's no way of knowing unless I actually order from there, and I almost slept, and have it shipped to me, and then try it out to see if there's a comparison, right? Like, there's no way of comparing it when I have no ground to compare it on. So I can like, oh, this really is it, and I don't really know. This is like the lowest grade, the cheapo of cheap, the nasty of nastiest of this type of thing. And I'd go and try it out, and it's like, oh, this is delicious. So, and I watch a podcast, another podcast out there of 3 people that live in Japan, and they even said, like, even where they live, that you know, it is, from where they're standing at, it's very common. So, like, it's common over there, but it's not common in the States. And like I said before, I wish somebody would make it common in the States and like start making it themselves. Like, hey, like this other culture does it. Why not, you know, adaptate it and learn it and figure out how to do it and just move it to the States? But I guess we have bigger fish to worry about than, you know, expanding our cultural eating. Now, would you try it out? And would you, if I say it's good, would you go to Walmart yourself and get it?
I would try it, because I want to try it too. Okay. I really would.
So, I was also thinking, and tell me if this is a little bit of sacrilege. Because I'm gonna have enough to make a burger, right? I'm gonna have plenty enough to make a burger. But I'm interested to see how it tastes in a taco.
Oh no, that's not sacrilege. That sounds fucking good.
I'm like, burger sounds interesting. Not too far-fetched, but a taco. Like, should I even put seasoning on it? Like, is it be like, should I even put, like, I feel like
I mean, that's kind of up to you.
I would recommend cooking a small portion.
I would take like a teaspoon, and cook a little teaspoon like you would ground beef for the taco. Yeah, and taste it prior to the seasoning.
Okay, true.
And if it tasted like, if you could get a noticeable different flavor just because it's a different meat and you like that flavor, don't put seasoning on it. Just cook it, put it in the taco, and then maybe add, you know, some of the fixings, you know, sour cream or lettuce or cheese or whatever, you know. But if it doesn't have a taste that you think would taste good in a taco, then I would add a little bit of seasoning.
Okay. That's a good point. So I can just put a little bit to the side and try it out, and then keep the rest of it separated. I'm hoping that tastes good. It'll be the first time trying it out. I don't know how long Walmart's going to be doing it, so everybody that's in the States and you have to try it out yourself once I reveal it what it is, you're more free to have it. Right now, like I said, my area for some reason is very shortage. We're thinking a lot of people are going into that, you know, paranoia stage right now, and everybody's stocking up on things when they shouldn't be stocking up on it. I don't, you know, I get it why people will be freaking out a little bit in life sometimes, but also I do believe there's probably a shortage on people working, because there's people walking out a lot of businesses right now, and I don't blame them. I don't blame them at all. So, not gonna go to that. But I'm sure y'all seen the signs out there of the places hiring like left and right.
Yes, we have.
Now, I don't know about where you live, but where I live, I find this always so funny. My wife always brings this up to me. When she sees a place that's like now hiring, and it says, you know, they show like $15, right? Like a big old bam, $15. But you read it right above it and it says up to.
Yep.
And my brain immediately goes, ha!
Liars.
Yeah, like up to. Great. That's great to go up to, but what do you start at?
Exactly.
What's your multi-billion-dollar company not starting a regular employee at? Now, I will say it's not fair that most average people at McDonald's make more money than my wife does as a CNA. I think that is criminal almost, but that's my personal opinion.
That's on them, not on McDonald's.
I know. I think it's just like so funny when you go, oh, this guy that flips burgers and makes fries makes more money than someone who takes care of patients and has to have a training and license and keep it.
What that boils down to is your McDonald's has given them what they should be getting, but the people your wife works for is not giving her what she should be getting.
Yeah,
that's what it sounds like.
A hospital. But she always says, well, a hospital is, what's that when people help keep the hospital running? It's I'm forgetting the name of it. It's where people donate to keep the hospital running and going rather than being
nonprofit.
A nonprofit hospital, even though it's the biggest and the most well-known name hospital in the entire town. But for some reason they're nonprofit hospital, which is like how you make money. You don't make.
Fine, but like in that case, she should probably leave that to some of them rich folks and go to a hospital that does pay her.
Yeah, pay her better, pay her nicer would be great. But she's still doing with school too, so that's always a fun thing to do. I'm getting my characters out of here so I can give them to my wife when she gets back home. Because she has this to look forward to. So she'll have that. Corvo, do you have another conversation? Because
So we're not going to go into details, but let's say that I have a conversation. It's kind of work-based, so we won't say names or anything, but we'll say what the project is, okay? So let's say you have a workforce, right? And you got your office people and the people on the factory floor. And you're wanting to do something that boosts morale, creates harmony, promotes harmony, right?
Yeah, everybody get to know each other.
Do you go and do for the people in the office who already had the newer stuff?
Yeah.
Or do you do for the people on the shop floor that hadn't had anything new in like maybe 10 years? Which way would you go?
Well, okay, so two sides of the coin to this thing, and it's the way you always put it. There's the business side of it, and then there's the social side of it, or the people, taking care of your people.
There's no strings attached to this. This is just somebody made a personal decision on where to start doing this. Okay, this is not the business trying to promote the business. This is not any of that. This is just them deciding, hey, let's do something to bring everybody together. Okay, so this is not a business or any, like a promotional stunt or anything like that.
Or try to make money easier, faster.
It's nothing like that. This is legitimately they are trying to promote harmony.
Is it for fun?
It's just something to make life easier at work.
Okay, well, let's say if it's for fun in some sense, or it does make people happier, I would imagine they would do it for the floor before they do it for the office. Because
that would be the smart thing to do, right?
That's the larger group of people. Like the larger mass, small mass.
Right. Especially since that larger group of people are the people that are less likely to get stuff like this and have waited longer for stuff like this.
And more likely to quit.
Right. So I had a conversation with a lady yesterday, and we were talking about this project. And she was telling me all the fun stuff that she wanted to do up here in our, I guess our break room area would be the best way to say it, for the office. And I was like, okay. Well, in that conversation, I brought up the fact that there was a break room on the far side of the plant. To which I got a reply that I was dumbfounded about. Huh? I was like, yes, there's a break room down there. She's like, wait, there's another break room? I'm like, wait, you're trying to do something to promote harmony in these break rooms and you don't even know that we have this other break room? So she decides to take a stroll either yesterday afternoon or this morning. I can't remember what time she said, but she goes down there to check this break room out. I'm going to describe this break room to you. They still have those tables. You know those tables that you see them whip out at like the churches or family events from Walmart that had the fold-out legs?
Yeah, the very cheapy.
Yeah, they still have those to sit at to eat their lunch. The vending machines are so old it looks like something Fred Flintstone used clams to buy stuff out of.
What a callback.
And the lights are so old. Do you remember when fluorescent lights gave off that yellow hue?
Yeah.
You almost looked jaundiced when you were in the room that had them on. Yeah, it still has lights that old. So she goes down there and looks at it, and she's like, I almost didn't know what to say or what to do. I was like, well, here's your problem. So we've updated the break room for the office at least once since I've been there. We upgraded the break room at the front of the plant at least once since I've been there. But this break room way at the back that you just went to hasn't been updated in, I know, at least 10 years. It is the oldest break room in the facility. How do you think these guys are going to take it when they find out you're updating the office break room again and they're getting skipped?
Again.
And she's like, oh shit. I was like, yep. And here's the worst part. I'm going to lay it out for you. You've already signed the contract, so you can't change which room. So you have already instantly, as of this moment, within a week or two, that entire lower plant floor is going to be pissed with everybody up here in the office. So instead of doing what you want it to do, it's going to do the exact opposite. And do you know why? Because before you decided to do this project, you did not take the time to go do all the reconnaissance you needed to do to know where it actually needed to happen to make people happy.
Yeah.
And her face was just priceless. Because she was like, I'm like, well, let me know how that works out for you since you're in charge of this project.
It's like a media person, dealing with a bit of a publicity stunt, and then the stunt goes terribly horrible because they only focus on like the 1% smart. Let me
explain what they're doing. This is what makes it bad. Not they're painting this break room,
which is like
they're putting in better seating tables and more space to sit. The vending machines we are getting are open door vending machines. They will have sandwiches, salads, all that nice stuff, all that good stuff. And it has a little kiosk that sits over to the side. So you'll walk into it, you'll pick your sandwich, your salad, your whatever. You walk over and scan it like self-checkout at Walmart, and you pay for it. Very nice.
Yeah.
Very clean. Much bigger selection. And we have a break room that's still not being upgraded.
Well, okay.
That's in the Stone Age.
I have a feeling, correct, now get me on this when this happens, but I have a feeling that they've been going, well, don't worry, those who are missing out. We'll just take the stuff that we don't need anymore and just move it to that break room. Who's going to move it over for you?
They can't do it. They can't do it because part of the contract is to get the new machines, the company gets their old machines back.
Oh,
And there's your sign.
Oh, God. That's always a good thing.
So I'm like, well, boy, y'all really screwed the pooch on this one.
Yeah, I would say so, especially if I don't get your leftovers or your hand-me-downs. It's like, right. At least give me that.
So on top of that, I made her even angrier at me personally. Because, I don't know how to stop. My wife will tell you I will keep going. I looked at her, I said, just by chance, because I've been here for 10 years now, and for 10 years I've asked only one request in this break room. Only one.
Yeah.
Can I get a Pepsi in a 20-ounce bottle in the machine? You have Diet Pepsi. you have Coke, you have Cherry Coke, you've got Mountain Dew, Diet Mountain Dew, Dr. Pepper, Diet Dr. Pepper. All I want is a Pepsi so that I don't have to walk downstairs to the other break rooms because they got them.
Oh, so that's how you know about the other.
Well, no, I know about the other break rooms because I actually go out on the plant floor and support the computers that run all the equipment that build all of our stuff. And I've had to stop in those break rooms and stuff. But I asked her that question, and she looked me dead in my eyes, the windows to my soul, and looked at me and said, shit, I forgot to ask for Pepsis. And I looked at her and said, you can hang your own fucking time clock, and turned around and walked away.
Woo! Spicy!
So I'm of a mind, I just about will bet money that the Pepsis will show up in those machines. Because she don't want me mad because I click a button and all of her shit stops.
Oh, goodness gracious. Okay.
It's funny because the manager of my department has made this comment before, and I always found it funny, but I never really thought about it. But he's absolutely correct. He's like, out of everybody in our department, everybody, your job is the lowest paid in our department. Granted, it's not bad, but it is the lowest paid.
Yeah.
He said, but you're also the one that has the most power in the department.
Yeah, it's like so many things.
Because you can literally tell somebody, I'm sorry, I'm busy, I can't help you right now. And there ain't a damn thing they can do.
Yeah, because everything they involved in, at least in your department, everything involves technology. Everything.
And the funny thing is she went 2 levels above me and went to a guy and talked to him and about the time clock. She got a little mad because originally she was going to take it out of the break room and going to mount it in our little mail room. Now, I'm there between 6 and 6:30 in the morning. So I see all these guys coming in the plant to clock in, right?
Yeah.
Our mail room is big enough for 2 people to be in at one time. So imagine all these people trying to clock in with this clock there. So I completely just straight up told her, no, we are not putting it in there. Anything that's technological that's on that wall, on your desk or anything is mine. It belongs to this guy.
Mm-hmm.
It's my responsibility. And I'm telling you, you're not putting my time clock in that little ass room. Because you're not making these guys line up out the door into the parking lot to clock in. I'm not having it. So she went and talked to the guy two steps above me. And I love him to death. He is a great guy. Jasmine, or Stealthy, has shared a meal a couple times at our Christmas get-together sitting next to him and his wife. And she knows very much he's that kind of person. He looked at her and she said, well, he refused to put it where I wanted to put it, and he wasn't very nice about the way he said no. And he looked at her and he said, did he say no? She said yes. He said, did he give you a reason why? She said yes. He said, well, that's your answer. To which she then decided she would go to the ultimate top. And this is where it gets real good. She comes into this guy's office, the CEO, and I'm working on his computer at the time.
Yeah.
Just got through having a great conversation about fishing and hunting and all kind of stuff while I'm working on his computer. She walks in. She's like, good, he's here so he can hear this. He won't let me put the time clock where I want it. And such said it's his decision, so I'm not getting any help there. And he wasn't very nice about the way he said no. To which the CEO replied, did he give you a reason? Yes. Did he say no? Yes. Well, there's your answer. And then he turned around and looked at me and smiled with the biggest smile and says, hey, by the way, I got this new trail camera. Can you help me figure out how to set it up? I said, sure, let me finish this. And you got it with you? He said, yeah, it's in my bag. I said, pull it out, Bart. I'll help you with it. She's like, huh? He's like, oh, you're still here?
God, he ended that conversation real quick, and okay, whoever this person is, I don't know who you are. If you're watching this for whatever reason, I'm not jabbing at you as a person here, but you sound like a Karen. You sound like a Karen. You sound like you're somebody that's entitled. You're not entitled to anything in life. If you're not in that position, if that's not your job, therefore, it's not your place to speak. It's not a sexist thing here. This is just a, hey, Corvo's, that's his position. You have your spot. If Corvo steps on your position, steps on your toes, and you say no, that's it. But that's not what's happening here.
Yeah.
So, Karen, whoever you may be, God bless you. But chill. It'll be all right. It will be all right. This week shall pass. And
here's the thing. Ultimately, I was able to show her a better place for this thing and get it built ahead of her schedule and have it set up temporarily while they're getting ready to do all this. Instead of just letting me do what I needed to do to make her happy and the guys that have to clock in happy, she went through all this rigmarole and got nowhere. And yes, Pesty, I love my bosses as well. I really do. I'll be completely honest. I don't know who's watching this podcast. You can say whatever you want to. I'll be completely honest. If it was not for the people in which I work for and work with in my department, I probably would have looked for somewhere else a long time ago.
Yeah, like a lot of other, a lot of the other employees have already done. But you know, like you have a good standing, you have a good place, even though you're not making as much money as you probably should. Even in your position, though, you stepped down from a previous position that made more money, but gave you a lot more hassle and a lot more travel and a lot more other of accounting issues. So I get it, but I think it's people need to learn to just chill out. Everything will be all right. Work with a team. That's right. The team's there. You talk to your specialist on a certain subject matter. Talk to another specialist. You try to work it out and not just try to do everything on your own and be the end-all decision of all things that matter of that subject.
On another note, real quick, I will say that I was pleasantly surprised when I come back from vacation. A lot of things that would have normally been sitting in my queue waiting on me to taken care of had actually been taken care of.
Nice.
The team, including my immediate boss, even though he was in Nebraska, they stepped up and took care of whatever they could take care of while I was out of the office. And I much appreciate it. I'm very used to coming back and having all that stacked up. So if any of you guys are watching it, kudos. I appreciate that a lot. Made my life a lot easier when I got back this week.
Yeah, because like you don't want to be okay. Let me put this in perspective. In Japan and their culture, it's frowned upon to go on vacation because they know that when you go on vacation, that they have to step in to the spots and do the work for them while they're gone. Like you're almost like looked down upon if you have to step away and they just do the work for you while you're gone. But in American culture, like you want the person to be relaxed. You want the person to have a good time, not be stressed out and be worried about every moment and regretting every second of coming back and having this frustration on their shoulders. It's just nice, right? Like you do for me, I'll do for you.
Hold on, Stealthy has her hand up. Hold on.
It depends. If they have a full staff, as long as they schedule it within X amount of time, they know and they can adjust for it. They don't care. It is only if they are low staffed or something of that nature that they care about that shit.
You talking about Japan? Japanese culture?
No, she's talking about you're talking about Japanese?
But say I've watched like 5 documents of how even like the biggest companies will literally get you almost to quit and
documentaries.
Yeah, but like I also listened to 3 people that live in Japan and they all do the same thing.
It depends on the companies. It depends on who you're talking to too.
Well, there's these companies called, or at least they're entitled as blackboards or black suits, I believe they're called, and they're pretty much like the big name brand companies that you mostly think of, like Sony and other companies like that. A lot of them won't tell you, but a lot of those who do quit will tell you that a lot of them commit suicide and they will quit because they're afraid of just going on vacations. Because they're so bastardized and so belittled by their own other employees and then the boss treats them as if like they're replaceable, like a lot of the companies out there do. And that's why they have the highest suicidal rates in the world in Japan, because of the work environment in Japan is so bad. Now, maybe not like restaurants, small business wise, but the big companies, the companies with suits and ties, which are most of them have to wear by like almost like a law, almost, in a sense. A lot of them very much are belittling their coworkers by going on vacations.
You're very right, Pesty. It does suck if you go on vacation and come back to utter chaos. That has been my experience in the past, which is why I was a little apprehensive when I went in Monday, but the guys, they handled business while I was gone, so I was very appreciative.
Yeah, I'm hoping they will do that again. And I hope they keep on doing that for anybody else. I'm sure you will step up when someone else goes on vacation. And for those you, okay. So you said the boss that was going to vacation while you were going on vacation, he somehow managed to help out your place.
He wasn't on vacation. He was at a different site.
But he still found a way to help out your site.
He still found a way to do some of the support remotely from where he was at. So yeah, he did good. I was very impressed. Normally, I don't know if you guys know how a help desk system works for IT.
Mm-hmm.
But the way it works is, let's say you, Grumpy, you're an accountant. Okay, but your machine starts acting up, it's doing something weird. The way this works is you would go to a portal on a web page and you would enter in a support request saying, hey, my machine's doing this, 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 and this. And you would enter it and it would get sent to me, which means I have a queue. It means I have a stack of requests that come in daily. And then it's my job to work through those to get those done and do any and or other projects outside of that I'm responsible for. On the normal, when I go off on a vacation and it's a week or so, I would come back to 60 to 65, requests sitting in my queue. Nobody's touched them. I come back this time and I was at, I think it was 31. So I was about half what I expected.
Okay.
Only
half.
And the ones that were left were legitimate ones that needed to go put my hands on and take care of.
Usually, right?
Yeah. By the end of business day today, that 31 request queue was down to 11.
Okay, so y'all got it fairly down quickly.
They kept all the stuff that I would have had to do remotely that would have kept me tied up at my desk and unable to walk out and touch these physical touch issues. They kept that taken care of. So that when I come back, it took me only 3 days to get caught up.
Okay, so it was all the programming and all the maybe stuff you can fix over just a Ethernet ports, getting access to the computer.
Over a remote session, they took care of all the stuff that could be done over a remote session. Anything that had to be physically touched, they saved for me, but they had already entered notes into those requests where they, hey, they described this. I looked at it, remotely. This is what I found. It does need a physical touch. This is what we probably need to do.
Okay, so that's very nice. Pestilence said, Nintendo will drive you to quit if you are not one of the top paid people. I like, again, I've heard like several things saying about that, and I don't like suicide. Y'all well know that. So I doubt anybody here from Japan. Don't commit suicide. That's all I can say. I don't very much. I think you should always seek out help. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Yeah, it's very frowned upon. It's very frowned upon to quit, and it's very frowned upon to get fired. But if I would say I'd rather quit a job, at least in America, than before I get fired. But it looks bad in the company if I quit. So it's like it's either somebody's gonna look bad. Either I quit, makes the company look bad, or I get fired, which makes me look bad. So some people go, well, I can't quit because I make them look bad, and I can't be fired because it makes me look bad. I'll just go kill myself. Not worth it. I do feel for those people. I don't think it should be like that. And I love that culture. Man, I just thinking about that. Anyways, so okay, so that would be it for today. I will say this real quick. Last week, I know I brought this up and I had to correct myself because I had figured this out. But I still believe there's something wrong with this topic, and because y'all, I'll be blunt with it. I think the media did it wrong. I think the media said it wrong, and the media was, what's the word for it? Like, they were gaslighting the subject matter, and they were trying to get people stirred up and people angry about the topic matter from which I'm about to say. Superman. Remember last week I told you about that Superman?
Yeah.
Well, apparently that Superman is Superman's son.
Superboy. Yeah, Superboy.
Yeah, so it's his son. But in the media, they were literally avoiding the word Superman's son.
Right.
And just saying.
They said Superboy though.
5 articles, all of them. I looked it up. Literally said Superman.
Some of them say that, but there's a good portion that also say Superboy.
Every article online I saw, from Kotaku to game journalists to CNC and ABC, like news people were saying.
And I also need to correct something from last week. I misworded something that I said in while we were discussing this topic. In the way I said it, I made it sound as if I was 100% certain, which was minority and which was not. Guys, there's no way for me to know that. I can't know. Okay, I don't know if straight people are minority or if gay people or transgenders are minorities. No way for me to know that, because I don't know how many people in the world is which. So if I offended anybody, I completely apologize. It was not my intention.
Well, I would say statistics, but like no one believes in that no more. Like,
well, the problem with statistics is anybody can alter a statistic.
Yeah, like I said, no one believes it anymore.
Right. So,
well, not just that. Remember, you're looking at statistics from prior, and what's the current era currently. There's a lot of people coming out. There's a lot of people figuring out who they are. Until it kind of settles down, you can't do that.
So I'm saying that I don't know the information on that topic, on that particular part, 100%. So I can't say who is and who isn't, and I didn't mean for it to come across that way. So if I did offend anybody, guys, we're not trying to offend anybody. Grumpy's not trying to offend anybody. I'm not trying to offend anybody. So if I did, I completely apologize.
I don't know if I know the statistics, and I'm not gonna say I do. I just feel like if you're gonna be something like that, you need to be very, open and honest about like what you're trying to do. And I do believe those 5 articles I read were a little bit like they were seeking out anger from their fan base, and I don't think that's fair. Like, you just said Superman, not Superman's son or Superman, and then the name of the character. Like, they had one of the articles like Superman and the name of the character, or the name of the boy that's Superman's son. Like, if I was not an avid fan of Superman and I did not know about Superman's kid, which I didn't, obviously, because I saw the name and went, it still says Superman. I don't know who that is, but Superman. But they should have said Superman's son, which took the mantle up for Superman after his passing. Like something to really the title, right? Like it was.
Pesty, you're right. Numbers don't lie if the count is done right. The problem is that you can't always count on them to do the count correctly.
If you have a like, let's say I want something to show out to be this. Well, I know how to skew it right. If I have a way of leaning, like, hey, I want to really prove this is true. Let me do a little fudging here to make sure. Like, it's like going to a town. Definitely waves of I don't know what just happened there. We might have lost. Yeah, I think we might have lost internet for a second there, but then came back. Oddly, that I heard a bink. That's all I heard. I don't know if we're still here or not, but I'm gonna check. No, we're back. Okay, good. Anyways, so if that offend anybody, I'm just saying I don't like the news that they're what's the word? They're baiting. They're baiting for the fishing for anger, the fishing for clicks, and I don't appreciate that. Tell the truth, and even if it's in the title, you could have been very open and honest about it, right? Just simple. Superman's son comes out as bisexual, and I would have been fine with that because it's a son, right? You're not messing with the original character. You're not trying to change him or anything like that. You're not trying to, alter somebody's memory and their fan base and whatnot. And fan base would be more willing to accept it. Like, hey, why not? Let's give this a shot. Let's give it a try. See if it's any good. But you just slap Superman's name on. Then again, I would rather them call him like Superman. His son, like Super X or something like that, or Superboy, like you said earlier. Superboy would have been like a good name for him, but his name literally is Superman because he's taking the title of his passing father, and he's taking a mantle of the character as a symbol.
First, and then he became Superman.
Yeah. I mean, it depends on the canon you look at, but in some of the canons, Superboy was Superboy first and then became Superman after his father passed away. So either way would have worked if they'd have said it was Superboy or they'd have said is Superman's son picks up the mantle. Either way would have been been clearer.
Yeah.
Superman movie that came out. It was a live action one.
Oh, you're talking about the Man of Steel, and Lois had his son. Yes.
Yeah. Another one, Superman and Lois had a daughter, so it's just don't know what's going on with that one. They kind of retcon that.
And I found that kind of funny because in the original canon, Supergirl wasn't his daughter; she was his cousin.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I mean, it's all about the way you look at it. And I just didn't want anybody to feel like that I had imposed upon them.
Yeah, as long as you don't mess with the original and change it to fit someone else's thoughts, I'm cool. If you make something new, sure. I would prefer that than that says Superman, but that's what they did, and people got mad about it. And of course, people saying, "Oh, that people just getting mad because, they see they don't want their story character to be messed up and they're bisexual, they hate bisexuals and blah blah blah." I'm like, no, I think the fans are just in the same boat as I was and didn't click on the article and read the entire thing where they say later on it's Superman's son. I'm like, you could have said that at the title, but you wanted clicks.
Has Cal so
it's not Khalil. So basically, it's not the original
Superman. Yeah, it's not Kal-El, so he'll never be Superman.
Yeah, and then if you would have turned Kal-El to bisexual, then people will probably have a right to be upset, maybe. But people still find a way to get upset about anything. Let's just be honest here. Doesn't really matter if it's, they could change his hair color and people will be pissed off about it. It's just the internet. It's just the internet being mad about anything that changes. People don't like change naturally, and I don't think they're ever going to really accept change. And it's not gonna kill me. It's not bothering me. It's not infringing on me. It's not gonna, I'm not gonna worry about it. But I had to correct that.
By the way, guys, I did finish the tattoo while I was gone. I just didn't have the pictures ready to show you guys. So we can probably show those next podcast unless Grumpy has them handy.
I do have them handy. But the only thing is I don't know. Let me see if I can. Let me share screen here. Not share screen. Let me pull up a share screen of it so we can see it here. Display. I hope display is correct. Not that one. Not that one. Well, this one right here. Okay, so you're gonna see some of my OBS, but that's not a big deal. I'll fix it up here. Oh no, actually just shows up the majority of this. Okay, so let me what's the word for it? Crop it inward so we can get a better view of just your leg, so you can give us an idea, and I'll also enlarge it a little bit. There I am. Woo! No, not that one. This one. Thank you. So you have a video for this one coming up.
I'm gonna time lapse it, and when I get it time lapsed, I'll put it in the drive if you want to post it, and I'm also gonna post it on my website, guys.
Okay, so here we go. This is, well, this is just main back half of it. So this right here is my pug stepped on something, boy. Anyways, so this is your back of your legs, and this is the dragon that's. Is this the dragon that Stealthy drew?
No, this is not the one she drew. This is a different one, but.
You're never getting that one.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
I am not done with it, so it's never
Well,
getting
okay, well, then I will have to give you incentive to finish it.
Oh, really?
Yes.
No biscuits for you. Anyways.
Oh! Biscuits, because he heard you ask for the biscuits.
Good luck with that one.
Anyways, so I guess you went for more of a traditional Japanese style. I forget the name of this type of dragon. There's a name for them. It's the serpent dragon, but they call it something a cloud gliding dragon. That's what it's called.
It's more of an elemental dragon.
Okay, I couldn't remember. It's like serpent, cloud gliding, or what. And then you went with the two roses, two flowers.
Those are two Lotus Blossoms. The exterior of their leaves is a purple. The interior of their leaves is a light blue.
Okay, and the interior is like a pink and purple. So I see. Yeah. Or is that your skin?
No. That's probably my skin. The stamens are yellow, and then like all the leaves on the inside, if you're seeing the inside of the petals, all of those are blue, and all the outside of the petals are purple.
Okay.
So if you're looking at it, if you see purple, you're looking at the outside of a petal. If you see blue, you're seeing the inside of a petal.
Okay. So how long in total do you think this took you to finish up?
The first session was about 3 to 3.5 hours. The second session was again about 3 to 3.5 hours.
So about 7?
Between 6 and 7 hours total.
Okay. And how much again you spent on this? What you said last week?
I spent between $12,000 and $100.
Okay, so yeah, not a bad price at all for it, I would say. And do you feel like you did them justice? Do you feel like you will?
Yes, I do. The dragon is very much gives off to me the appearance of strength and wisdom, and the lotuses are very much vibrant, beautiful, and gentle.
Okay. So again, for both of your grandparents, your grandfather and your grandmother, right? Am I mistaken here? And
no, you're absolutely right.
And this is a memorial piece for them. No date on it, so you're not gonna have to remember their day of passing, right? Right? Or are you gonna do that?
Right. Yeah, I didn't date this one. Yeah, it is a really good price, Pesty, and the funny thing is I'm actually getting this done at a nationally known shop inside of a theme park for that price. And the guy that does them for me, guys, he is amazing. I don't know anybody else that could have laid the lines in 3.5 hours for this, or done all this color and shading in 3.5 hours.
Or you should, if you think that's a good price for it, you need to go over to like the site and correct some of them assholes. And I will say it like that. Some of them assholes on the site on Facebook for a specific group, because a lot of them say it's too expensive. You're just paying for
They're saying that because they're used to going to these people that are local little bitty shops and paying like $50 an hour and getting these little podunk deals done. And honestly, I've had some of those guys, so I'm not judging. I can show you, but they do not hold up as comparison to like my forearm or my leg.
I think, and I would like to find out, but I don't know how to find out, because I know Tim the Tatman, he says he always goes to Orlando to get a tattoo done. And I think he said there's a guy he gets it done that works at Orlando, or works in Orlando theme park, that gets it done. And I want to know if it's the same guy. If it's the same guy, then I've seen his other work. And he does like anime stuff as well. And it could be the same parlor, just a different artist, because some tattoo parlors have more than one artist inside of it. And but if it's the same guy, I've seen his other works, and his other works are fucking amazing. And some people just have like a standard, like, hey, I know what I'm worth. Like, even if I don't do like the coolest of tattoos on you, I know what I'm worth. I know what I'm capable of. So therefore, your time with me is what you're paying for. Not very much the quality of it, because you could probably get a better looking one if you wanted it, but you don't. So, but I know what am I worth here, because I can easily go get somebody else that's gonna be paying me what I'm worth.
You should look at the look what I do.
Yep, you dropped it in. I'm also gonna show you one of his that I am very impressed with, that he did, because I don't know anybody else that can do an eye, like a legit eye, and it looked like this. So let me find it.
What do you think of the Dune figurine, by the way, that I sent you?
Oh, that's pretty cool.
I have a feeling Corvo might go get that, but that's on Target. So if you have a Target near you.
Grumpy.
All right,
and,
so
in the thing.
So I'm gonna share something. I don't know if I share it to you, if you can put it up where they can see it.
Yeah, just put it in Discord, and I already have a Discord waiting for it. So
okay, and when you go to this link, you're gonna go to image 37. Okay.
Oh, image 37. Okay, so I'll don't worry about it. I got it.
Go to image 37 and click on it. It'll get large, and I want you to look at it, because he did this eye on somebody's forearm, and it is.
He also has an Instagram.
It's amazing. Now, of course, he's in a theme park, so some of these pictures look kind of cartoony, because people want what they want at these theme parks and stuff. But he's got some stuff that's just amazing, especially his animals.
Okay, I don't know if I'm in screen here because I'm putting on the same monitor that I'm currently using. Okay, let me try to get this up in here view here. Can I? Okay, here's the eye, and best I could do right now, because I'm enlarging it like this. Let me go up with this and then broaden it down this way.
If you hit that link that Stealthy dropped in, you can look at the owls that he's done.
He can't hit it. He's gonna have to copy
I'm sorry. If you copy that link and you go and you click on the artist is Luis, and you look at some of his owls and animals, you will see he is phenomenal with animals. Matter of fact, I'm gonna have him do the raven that I'm gonna have done at some point when I get it done.
Okay, so that's the eye that they made. I don't really know. Okay, so I'm gonna look through here, and I'm sure this is not all of his work.
No, this is just a little. This is just a little snippet.
Yeah, I'd say this seems very limited, and I'm sure he's done more.
He's done a lot more. He
I'll dig him up.
Yep. Stealthy's digging him up. That figurine is freaking awesome, though.
Stealthy is the.
I can't say for sure if this is the guy or not, but it's pretty impressive. But the one that the Tim the Tatman showed me, and I'm always, when I see that, I just flip my mind like, oh my god, I want that done on me. And I'm not a big, tattoo advocate. I have 3 tattoos, but I don't really have them showing everywhere. Okay, okay. Let's just hope then there's no more side boob or side butt on that one. There you didn't.
Here's the Instagram.
Yeah, show me the Instagram.
I'm sending Jesus. I can only go so fast.
Guys, I fully recommend that if you're in Orlando and you're anywhere near City Walk and you want something done, you get a hold of this guy because he's really been good to me.
And
that's
I'ma kick your ass.
That's one eye right there, but the one I'm talking about is 37 down at the bottom. But if you look at that eye, right there, I mean, he made it look wet.
This is the eye that you should be on the page. Yeah, this one. I mean, it looks like it's actually just moisture to the eye.
Yes. I mean, he did that, and then there's another one further down at the very bottom.
I think he's at Instagram, maybe. He's no longer at the other.
This one, I think the eye wetness is, I think this one right here, for the iris is way better because you literally see the shadows of the eyelid and eyelashes.
And that's what I'm saying. I've been in quite a few parlors, guys, because Grumpy's seen I've got quite a few tattoos that you guys haven't seen. I've never seen anybody do an eye that wet and it looked like that. I mean, and if you look at his owl or the owl that he did on someone's hand, he does animals phenomenally. Look at that. That's I mean, there's just, and as far as running lines, I don't know anybody that runs lines as fast as him. Anybody. And he tells me that there's guys in the shop there with him that runs lines faster than him, but
he has you on his Instagram.
Yeah, he does. Matter of fact, the day I got my calf finished, the video he had rolling for the day, right when you clicked on it, was my calf.
Yeah, there's some pretty impressive. That's the only reason why I never got into tattoos myself. People said a long time ago, oh, you get the tattoo, and I'm like, I probably could have, but I just like the idea of just putting down a line and that line being permanent is always.
That's Luis, another Puerto Rican fella, and
will hurt you.
him and my wife get along real good. But there's artists in there that if you go through their stuff, you'll see that some of them specialize in certain types of things. But to me, he's the more, I guess, versatile. I mean, look at that owl on that hand, man.
I've seen that part of the body of a Ekans that grew.
Yeah.
There it is.
But that's I mean, it's beautiful work.
I don't think this is the same artist because I'm not seeing his other works. If this is his best work, is not the artist I'm thinking of. I just know there's another one.
This is not his best work. This is just the work that he
started publishing.
I've seen some of the stuff that he has in his picture portfolio.
Yeah.
And some of the stuff he has in that is just completely ridiculous. I mean, I don't know. I'm looking at right now on my screen when I'm looking at the channel, I'm looking at the eye that has the grayscale around it.
Mm-hmm.
And he even got the tear duct in there and got some red veins in the eyes and stuff in it.
Okay, so I went and looked up real quick. It says it's in Orlando, Florida, and the guy that did for Tim the Tatman was Mikey Diz Arts. Is that guy in the same parlor? Because it said Orlando, Florida, and
I don't know. I do not know.
He says he works in a theme park, and this is his work. on his Instagram. And
Mikey, hang on, I've got them pulled up. Let me go back to the artists. And you said, I've got, let's see, who'd you say? Mikey?
Mikey Dizzo Art. Mikey Dizzo Art. Or Mike in Dizzo Art. I'm sorry, I cannot pronounce that correctly, but
either.
Yeah, because they swap out. But the people that have been there every time I've been has been Luis, Isaac, Courtney is always there, and Adam, Mark, and Jimmy. I don't know about the rest of them. I think they kind of are what we call floating artists. They come there sometimes and they go other places sometimes.
Yeah.
But just about always Courtney, Luis, Isaac, them guys they're pretty much almost always there.
Okay.
Jimmy is really known for doing like black and gray large scale tattoos. A lot of people come in for that from him. A lot of people come to Courtney for like color portraits or characters from the theme park.
If he goes to just the regular page, like if he goes to tattoos on that page and he just clicks on all link, there's actually like you can see everything that all the artists do, some of their best work, and they can see it. But people want their little itty bitty flash pieces, I guess would be the best way to put it. And they don't do flash pieces.
So like
they do.
Yeah, like if you go to if you go to the Hart and Huntington page in Orlando and you click tattoos and there's a spot that says Luis, when you click on it and you start clicking through it, you'll see stuff that wasn't even in the portfolio earlier.
Artists. Let's see. All artists.
Like I'm looking at one that Isaac did of a wolf, and it's phenomenal. I mean, these guys know their stuff. They can make it as cartoony as you want it to be, or as nice as you want it to be. Somebody did a really good job on that. That was Jimmy, of course, black and gray, large. Very nice. Looks like a picture. It looks like somebody had a portrait done. Anyway.
No.
But this is the guy. If you can see the screen, Corvo. This is the guy that I said about, and yeah, I don't know if he's a part-time worker or if he's just a different spot in Orlando, Florida. But yeah, these are actual tattoos, and sometimes I'm just amazed about like they don't look like tattoos. They don't look like tattoos, and
right.
They are.
Now, what I'm hoping is that I'm going to save for probably 2 or 3 years. And I'm hoping to get a very special session with a very special lady. I'm going to have to go to Pennsylvania to get it done. But it'll be well worth it if I can get a sitting with her.
Yeah, I would definitely say if you're gonna get a tattoo, best to save up if you want a tattoo that's gonna be like a tattoo that from an artist that can actually do for what you wanted to. Because when I was younger, and I got my tattoos on my back, and I probably someday would get a cover up on my tattoos on my back because the artist could not do the artwork from which I drew it. And he didn't feel comfortable or safe doing it, so he did his own style of it, and I regretted it ever since. Like, the rest of the artwork was mine, that was me when I was younger, but I did not like the wings he put on the angels, because I did a very, like, he'd gone angelic and, you know, very flowy wings, and he went for very stiff wings, and I hated it ever since. And I see artwork like this, and I'm just like, if I ever get a cover up, I want someone like this to do it, because I you know, I want to. You're gonna be spending a lot of money to make sure, like, hey, this is what I want. Are you capable of doing it? That's always the biggest deal with somebody. It's like, hey, I can pay you money, and you can do it, but can you do it to what I am specificating? And
another thing that he does, which is why Casey loves him so much, is Casey started with his concept, right? And Luis made it better.
Meaning, what he did is he pointed out, like, the original dragon anatomy.
He'll talk to you first.
He won't just do it. He'll discuss with you. Like, the original dragon anatomy, one of the talons on the dragon,
yeah,
the anatomy wasn't accurate. It wouldn't have been accurate. So he showed me where it was, where the inaccuracy was,
and the
showed
structure,
me how he would fix it, and then, like, with the colors and stuff like that, he will literally ask you, what do you want and where do you want it, and you will tell him, and you better be ready because that's where it's going. You know, like, when I went in there, I knew that I wanted the flames red. I knew what I wanted the lotuses to be. I knew I wanted the dragon black and grayscale. But I had no idea what I wanted to do with those freaking clouds, because I didn't want them like a bright white pop-out cartoon cloud.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted something, you know, and we discussed it, and he was like, let me just do a little like black and gray shading in them. Just a little. Just enough to give them some definition, and I think you'll like it. And he was absolutely right. I love it. Like, the moon that's behind my tree on my arm, that wasn't part of the original either. We discussed it. We discussed it, and he's like, yeah, you're going to have like a space there that's not going to have anything. What do you think about doing this? And I was like, sounds good to me. And he literally freehanded that.
Man, the seeing these tattoos make me want to have another tattoo, but like I said, I want Dragon Balls, and I want Piccolo someday, and I want to have a star from Outlaw Star on my shoulder someday. But that's all future talk. But just seeing tattoos makes me want to get some.
I can always take into account is you can always talk to them, and they will actually consult you first before you even have to do anything.
Absolutely. Like Luis, if you talk to him about the concept, you go in and talk to him, he will, even if you're not ready to get it right then, he will do some work, you know, after hours drawing, sketching and stuff, and he'll send you pictures. What do you think about this? Do you like this? Is this kind of what you were going for, you know?
He's a salesman.
Yeah. I mean, but the thing is what he's selling is good. You know, so...
Yeah, but like, if you know what you're worth, you're gonna make sure you're selling it, and you're gonna keep on, you know, you're gonna keep your customers coming and wanting to come back and coming in and getting it, not just talking about it and not just thinking about it. Because if you, it's like kind of a sales thing. If you can't get the person to buy before they leave the store, they're never gonna come back and buy it. Usually, like 9 times out of 10, that's just the selling market. And you talk to somebody about a tattoo, well, you need to talk to them more than just once to really get them to buy a lot of times. And I would imagine that's it's easier nowadays with the adaptation of internet. Just
then I got
Lord says, sweet, I'll be saving to go to Orlando. Let us know, we'll take you with us.
Then I got told that if I get like one more, I will have enough points earned at the shop already to get a free one.
Okay, so we're gonna wrap it up there. I'm gonna go and get my my kids fed, and then starting up the stream again. Special burger, cooking in a live stream. Then after the stream and I eat, of course, I'll be getting back to a regular stream, playing some Kitchen Impact, of course, getting back to the rest of the story. So fair warning, spoiler warnings for anybody that's gonna watch, because I think that this is the last part of it by this quest. I'm not entirely sure, but this is day 4, so. Fair warning there, and then we get to ukulele and the rest of that stuff. But as always, thank you for all coming tonight. Be sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification. As always, have a good day, have a good night, Have a good life. Much love, y'all. And